Hello, and how are you doing? How have you been coping? Welcome back to Chats with Nads. Now, I am 41 and I usually do beauty box unboxings on my channel, but in light of the fact that we're all stuck at home on lockdown, I've decided to start a little chat, just a little program called Chats with Nads, just to check in, have a chat, see how you're managing, see how you're coping. Now, for anyone who's new, my name is Mrs. Nadine Canaville. I'm happily married and I'm a mother to 5 lovely children. And now before this lockdown, I usually homeschooled my 2 youngest children, which are my 5-year-old and my 9-year-old. And I've got 2 teenagers that go off to school, and I've got 1 adult daughter that is 20 years old. Now, because of the present situation with the pandemic that has just taken over our globe in 2020, something that I don't know about anyone else, but I did not see coming, I did not expect. I am now homeschooling everybody that's of school age, or even one of my daughters is in college and she's having to do school from home as well. Now, I just wanted to check in and see, how are you coping? How are you managing? How are you doing? How are you doing with your nighttime routine? How are you doing with sleeping? I know not all of us are moms, not all of us have children. Some of us are single, some of us are young people ourselves, because, the YouTube community is vast. And everyone goes to bed. Everyone has some sort of nighttime routine. So what's yours? How have you been managing to wind down? Because I think most of us are accustomed to going out, whether you're a stay-at-home mom like I am, if you work, you're employed, if you go to school, you go to college, or you volunteer, whatever it is. Everybody had some sort of normal routine where you would go out at whatever time of day. You would get some sort of exercise, your brain would understand that you're outside, you're involved in your regular day-to-day routine. And now that we're not, most of us are staying at home, working at home. If we can work from home, homeschooling, we've got our children off school. And I know for some families, they've got loved ones who have decided to do lockdown with them. So I've decided to quarantine together so they're not alone. So I know that family dynamics have changed vastly. And I know for myself, I have no problem falling asleep. I know for some of my children, they're having a difficult time because there's not that routine that their bodies and minds are accustomed to. So they're staying up throughout the night and sleeping partly through the day. And I know for even my little ones, because they're not out, they're not as active as they were before, being able to go out to the park or go to the shops or go to the library. They have so much energy. So in the evening when it's bedtime, it's really challenging to get them to settle down. And we've tried stories. I know for me sometimes, because everybody is going through this uncertainty, these unprecedented times, is affecting everybody differently. Everybody's experience is different during this lockdown. And I know I've just tried to just be fluid, just be relaxed. they have their bedtime, but I know sometimes in the evenings, if they're not settling, I'll let them come into my bed, let them have a lie down, you know, pray with them, read with them, let them have a little bit of an extra cuddle, you know, just finding different ways to get them to settle down. And I know for some parents it must be so challenging. And I really want to tell you, you're doing a good job. You are doing a good job. So do what works for you. The most important thing is to make sure that your children, they are feeling loved, they are feeling secure, they're feeling safe, they're feeling supported. So as long as you're doing that, don't worry too much about sticking to your specific bedtime. You must be in bed at this time, because I think it's so important to get ourselves and our families, our children, to help our friends, our loved ones get through this time. And at the end of this pandemic, that it's important that we try our best to do whatever we can to make sure that at the end we're all stronger for it. So it does end up being positive and not negative. I know that's easier said than done, but that's what I have been trying to do. Trying not to sweat the small stuff. Trying to just let them play. Let them have a little extra time if they need to play and to wind down and to relax. You know, I've even tried playing music while they're falling asleep, you know, relaxing music to get them just to drift off into sleep. I know one of my friends was saying to me that she's having an absolutely difficult time falling asleep. She just cannot fall asleep because she's not in that routine where she'd jump on the tube to get to work and get back, and there's not that level of activity anymore. So it's like your days are just molding into the other day, so it's hard to keep that routine in place. And I do beauty box unboxings, and I've found that a lot of the beauty boxes have these sleep sprays, and personally I haven't got a problem falling asleep myself, but I know for some of my one or two of my daughters has had a bit of difficulty, and I have tried letting them use that lavender sleep spray, and they have told me that it works. So there's different little ways that we can all share, different little hacks and things that we can do just to help ourselves to get through this, just to be able to cope and to function, because sleep is so important. Because no matter what, the sun rises and you've got to be ready for another day. So I just wanted to pop in to see how you're doing. And as with all of my chats with Nads, I just want to remind us all, myself included, that it's so important to check in on your friends and loved ones. How about checking in on a friend that you've not spoken to in ages because you've just not had the time? You've got the time now. How about checking in? And I know that everyone does not have family and friends that they can call up or talk to, or everyone doesn't have someone to check in on them. So if that's you, I am absolutely happy to hear from you. So if you've not got anyone to check in on you, or you've not got anyone to check in on, do drop me a comment, just a hi, hello, in the comment section below, and I will do my best to get back to you. Just sharing a bit of happiness, kindness, joy, just a kind word, how are you doing, you know, hang in there. We can all get through this together. So as always, from my house, from my family, my husband, our children, to you, continue to take care of yourselves, continue to be wise, be mindful. Life is a precious gift to be cherished. Stay safe, stay vigilant, stay at home if you possibly can, and stay well. All right? You take care. Thank you so much for joining me for another Chats with Nads, and it has been so lovely speaking to you, just sharing with you how I'm feeling and how I'm doing. And if you've got any nice ideas about how you're coping, drop those in the comment section below as well. All right, you take care and do have an absolutely fantastic day. Bye for now.